Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I see you decided to enter the 70s with me as we continue to take on the 100 greatest cartoons for 2000s kids. Remember, this is certified official. There is no changing this list. And by being here, you've agreed to and accepted the terms and conditions, which are simply this. Whatever number the cartoon falls on is the number it belongs to. So, kicking it off.
It's Franklin coming over to play, growing a little every day. Here he comes with all his friends. They've got stories, got time to spend. Franklin, come into your house. Hey, it's Franklin, come into my house. Hey, it's Franklin.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Number 79 is going to Franklin, that sweet, adorable little turtle that so many of us grew up not only watching on TV, but also reading at your favorite library. Franklin definitely deserves to be in the 70s category. Preschool or elementary school show for kids that was meant to teach us lessons about sharing and caring and being thoughtful. And that's kind of all I remember about the turtle. And I think he might have had some friends that were other animals. According to the certified official background check, Franklin is an animated preschool educational children's television series based on Franklin the Turtle books by Brenda Clark and Paulette Bourgeois, and co-produced by Nelvana Limited. It was followed up by a CGI adaptation, We Don't Care. We are going to the premise, which is Franklin follows the eponymous young anthropomorphic let's try that again. Franklin follows the eponymous young anthropomorphic tortoise who lives in a small village called Woodland with his friends. His television stories and books always begin, Franklin could count by twos and tie his shoes. Nobody can argue it because, like I said, you've already agreed to the terms and conditions. Moving on to number 78.
Once upon a time in Toontown, there was a cat that had it all. Fortune and fame, top of the game, up until he hit the wall. Now he makes a living downtown, walking on a brand new beat, slipping through the new day, tripping on a two-way, taking down a one-way street, beep, 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 who's that cop? Cracking up crime, stop the clock, hope he gets here on time. Let's go bonkers, yeah, totally nuts, bonkers, no ifs, ands, or buts, bonkers. Someone's stealing the show, Casey, I gotta go, bonkers. Things getting out of control. Ready to snap, snapping the cap and taking the rap, but you can't hold back that wacky attack. No matter why you're still a star, 'cause you're bonkers. Bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. Wherever you are. Bonkers.
I love this one. I love this one because this is the first one that gets a little iffy, a little icky on our list. No, there is no such thing as a good list if there aren't a few on there that are a little bit of questionables. And so what's weird about this show is that the time frame of when it came out was before we would have been firmly watching shows in the 2000s, because it came out in the early 90s, right? But it got reruns in the early 2000s. So although we didn't actually grow up with it because it was already off air, we ended up seeing it on our television if you were lucky enough to have the good Disney. But for now, it is your number 78. What do you remember about Bonkers? What I remember about this show, feline-esque looking thing that was a police officer and had a human partner, and he was just a bad cop. Bad cop in terms of what you would expect from a law enforcement officer, and then what you would get when you put a crazy mask type character in a uniform and tell him to go police the world. But he would always get the job done. That's what I remember about Bonkers. But you know what? There's an official word, and here it is. The original syndicated run was available as part of the programming block The Disney Afternoon. Reruns of the show continued in syndication until 1996 and were later shown on Toon Disney until late 2004. And that is why I am putting it on the list, because there was that era from 2000 to 2004 where you could watch this and it felt like it was a normal part of the lineup. However, I can see why some of you may put the argument that this deserves to be booted off the list, but we'll see. The premise is this. Bonkers D. Bobcat, a formerly popular cartoon star, had washed out of show business and became a cop. He was made the junior partner of Detective Lucky Piquel in the Los Angeles Police Department, a grim and ill-tempered human who hates tunes. If you've seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you remember this attitude and this archetype. Throughout the series, the pair worked together to solve crimes in the Hollywood, Los Angeles, California region. Bonkers repeatedly tried to win Piquel's praise, but usually just ended up ruining missions with his goofy antics. All the other ones are certified, but this one, a little bit questionable. But as it stands right now, 78 goes to one of my favorite cats in a law enforcement uniform, Bonkers. You know what time it is? It's time to move on to number 77.
Way up high in the roly-poly sky is a little round planet of a really nice guy. He's roly-poly-oly, he's small and smart and round, and in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around. Howdy, howdy, hooray, hooray, and in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around. He's roly-poly-oly, he's small and smart and round, and in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around. Howdy, howdy, hooray, hooray, and in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around. And in the land of curves and curls, he's the swellest kid around.
Number 78. I'm sorry, 77 goes to our friend Roly Poly Oly. And the sole reason that it gets above the rest of them is this. It's really hard to be mad at a theme song that has the call and response tried and true method of you say one thing, I say another thing, you say holy, I say hooray, or wherever the hell it went. The point being that this is one of those shows that everybody remembers. You might have forgotten Max and Ruby. You might have forgotten what's that creepy one? What did we say earlier in the list in the 90s? Hold on, I got it. Don't tell me. Something the Ferocious Beast. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. But you did not forget Roly Poly Oly. You can ask your younger sister, your older sister. Roly Poly Oly is one of those things that sticks with everybody's minds if you had anything to do with the 2000s, which is why it is this high on our list. I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were robots. I don't know if they were things that were built in a lab that came to life, but they had weird mouths that kind of opened up and down, a little South Parkish, except it was 3D. I remember they kind of had springs. I think they had to be something to do with technology. And they would, again, being a preschool show, go on adventures where they would teach you a lesson to kid. And did I mention, you're going to be in the 70s at least when you have a rhyming name like that. Roly Poly Oly, it just flows off the tongue like that. As an individual that loves rhyme schemes, that loves music, that loves flow, that loves symmetry, Roly Poly Oly sets itself perfectly to be said in the 70s. Roly Poly Oly is an animated television series created by William Joyce and is produced by Nelvana in co-production with French broadcaster La Chiniquime France 5. This screams French. Moving on. The show focuses on a robot boy, it's a robot, thought so, and his family who are composed of several spears and other three-dimensional geometric shapes. The show is one of the earliest series that was fully animated in CGI. The series broadcast from October 4th, 1998 to April 28th, 2004. Had a hell of a run. The reason that you know what a square, rectangle, triangle, trapezoid are is because of this show right here. Give it its flowers, give it its respect. It's just something to think about as we move on to number 76.
Close your eyes and open your heart. Believe in yourself. That's how it starts. Dreams will come true. Just wait and see. 'Cause the magic's in you and the magic's in me. We are the Winx. We are the Winx. Come join the club. We are the Winx. We are the Winx. We are the Winx. Come join the club. We are the Winx. Magical flowers, digital powers, rhythms and tunes, the sun and the moon. Keep on searching far and wide for the fire burning deep inside. We've got the style and we've got the flair. Look all you want, just don't touch the hair. We are the Winx, we are the Winx. Come join the club. We are the Winx, we are the Winx, we are the Winx. Come join the club. We are the Winx.
76 goes out to all of those girls out there who were hoping that they had a show on there, their favorite cartoon, and it was high on the list. No, it's not that high on the list, but it's higher than a lot of the other shows. So Winx Club comes in at number 76. What do I remember about the Winx Club? Not much, if I'm going to be honest with you. Winx Club for me is one of those that I recognize immense popularity, especially amongst our female viewers. But there were men who also knew, whether it was because of their sisters or because they secretly, when everybody was away, parents were gone, friends were outside, were watching these girls fight crime or whatever it is they did. Now, as for specifics of what I remember, outside of, a lot of females saying that they love this show, the Winx Club involved, and I'm going off the top of my head here, it's been a long time since I've seen an episode, I think a bunch of fairies? I think it was a bunch of girls that were fairies that had magical powers because, they were fairies and they fought crime, or they went to a school and then sometimes they fought crime, or they were girls most of the time, and they could turn into fairies that fought crime. It was something along that realm of truth. I feel like I'm pretty close to the ballpark, but you know what we can do? We can fact check ourselves, right? You can fact check me, because I'm not going to run from the fact checking like some Republicans would run from releasing the Epstein list, because I'm not afraid of the truth. So please release it. So let's go check that official word on Winx Club. Check it out. Winx Club, which has a long bio. This was really, really popular. It's an animated series produced by Rainbow with later seasons co-produced by Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. I think Nickelodeon and Disney right now are in the lead for having the most shows in our bottom 50 right now. It was created and directed by Italian animator Eugenio Straffi. It premiered on 28 January 2004, making it a firm contender on 100 Greatest Cartoons for 2000s Kids, becoming a rating success in Italy and on Nickelodeon networks internationally. The series is set in a magical universe inhabited by fairies, witches, and other mythical creatures, and tells the story of Bloom, a teenage girl from planet Earth who discovers she is a fairy. Enrolling at Althea College, she befriends 4 other fairies and forms a group called the Winx Club. Get it? See why they called it the Winx Club? Fighting a long series of enemies, threatening the magic dimension, and in the process discovering her true origins and the fate of her biological family. By the way, this show's original storyline lasted for 3 seasons, but he chose to continue it with a 4th season in 2009. And you know what time it is? Time to move on to number 75, halfway there. 75, roll it. I'm going to say this again. Nope, stop it. I'm going to say this again. This list was put together with specificity, scientific rigor. Everything is calculated as to where it falls. It makes sense the way that we were going. Some of you are going to say that this show belongs lower in the 80s or the 90s. I say to you, shut up. It belongs right here at 75. That's right, 75 goes to PB&J Otter. Why? Because it's got PB&J in the name. That's really all you need to know. The fact that peanut butter and jelly is a part of any cartoons titles automatically is going to make it high in the 70s list, which is why it's on the midway point for us. What can I say? They influenced a lot of us. A lot of us stayed home sick. But it's something about otters, and they were going through adventures that were supposed to instill life lessons on young, impressionable minds like ours. But the official word of PB&J Otter it's an American animated musical children's television series that aired on Disney Channel's preschool block, Playhouse Disney, from March 14th, 1998 to October 23rd, 2000. The series centers on the otter family who live in the rural fishing community of Lake Hoo-Ha. Most stories revolve around the 3 otter kids, older brother Peanut, younger sister Jelly, and baby sister Butter, named after the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, as well as their friends and neighbors. Again, why it's got to be 75, peanut butter and jelly. Moving on to number 74.
I used to go to a human school where everyone was the same. Now I go to an animal school because lion's my last name. My gym partner is a monkey. Monkey. My gym partner is a monkey. Monkey. Oh, sure, pretty, but I don't know what. Going to this school's a pain. Adam! What? I was gonna say next.
Oh, that's okay then.
My gym partner is a monkey.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
My gym partner is a monkey.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
My gym partner is a monkey.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
My gym partner is a monkey.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, as I'm sitting here and I'm just replaying when I made this list, there were things that I was probably going through, probably dealing with a lot. Not as bad as, again, living in a world where a group of individuals elected to represent us decided that, you know what, instead of doing what's good for the majority of people, we're going to protect a bunch of child molesters. Yeah, I don't think the world was as bad as it is now, but it was still pretty bad. Like, I think my TV might have went out that day. But somehow, coming in at number 74, we have My Gym Partner's a Monkey. When I think of My Gym Partner's a Monkey, I think of a show that we also had lower on the list, probably in the 80s, and that show was Camp Lazlo. Both of these shows were one of those that came on, and I acknowledge that they existed. I acknowledge that they have their fan bases. Me personally, not one of my favorites, which is why it's here in the bottom 50. Deserves to be on the list, objectively, not one of the greatest to be on the list. However, I will say this. Catchy theme song, not a good theme song, just catchy. Monkey, 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 monkey. And also it was, come on, we gotta give it some compliments, right? It was, well, there was, look, 74 is where it falls, okay? So his school was a bunch of other animals, and his best friend was a monkey, and this kid had to survive in this school where he had to do tasks that it was easy for animals, not so easy for him, which is actually a pretty great premise. I think I just didn't like the kid's design, the main character's design, but everything else probably worked pretty well for the show. Had to, because it was number 74. What's the official word of My Gym Partner is a Monkey? My Gym Partner is a Monkey, and I don't even need to read it. I can guarantee a show like this was 100% American. And oh, look, is an American animated television series created by Tim Cahill and Julie McNally Cahill for Cartoon Network. Hey, Cartoon Network, punching back. It's kind of low right now. Somebody should make a list of how many Cartoon Network shows we have so far, how many Nickelodeon shows we have so far, and how many Disney shows we have so far, because I think Cartoon Network might be at the bottom. It's struggling. It aired from December 26, 2005 to November 27, 2008, ending with a total of 4 seasons, 56 episodes, which suggests that it did really well. 4 seasons, 56 episodes. That's not bad. Series follows Adam Lion, now, no relation to an actual lion, a human who, after a clerical error, listed his surname as Lion, is forced to transfer to Charles Darwin Middle School, a school for local anthropomorphic zoo animals, where he is partnered with Jake Spider Monkey in Jim and quickly becomes best friends with him. Like I said, that's number 74, and I'm okay with it, and you're okay with it because remember, you already agreed that this is a certified official list. Moving on to number 73. The only argument that you can make about this show right here, the only argument is that it deserves to be higher. It's the only thing I can hear from you. You can't say anything about it being lower because it definitely beats everything that came below it. There is nothing below it that you would say it deserves to be above this show. Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi comes in at number 73. What's great about this show? Again, two badass, and I mean badass isn't cool, not badass isn't a little itch, girls who are musicians that I believe went on tour to play their music and had really great music. And I think it was based off of the girls that did the theme song for Teen Titans, I think. And I think the girls that did the theme song for Teen Titans might have voiced them. Am I making this up? It sounds like I'm making this up, but it seems like that was what I remember about the show. Remember, it had really fun music. It had really fun characters, two diverse contrasting characters, one pink, bright, and happy, the other one kind of dark and moody, and just mash them together. And they make great music, like I said, and they tour, and you get to see the adventures of their lives as musicians, young musicians. And that's what I remember about Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi. Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi is an American, because of course it is, animated series created by Sam Register and produced by Renegade Animation and Cartoon Network Studios, which aired on Cartoon Network from 2004 to 2006. I told y'all better watch out. He gonna knock y'all out. Cartoon Network's coming. The series stars fictionalized and animated versions of the Japanese pop rock group Puffy Ami Yumi. The series premiered on November 19th, 2004 and ended on June 27, 2006 with a total of 3 seasons and 39 episodes. That's a good run. During its short-lived run, the series was nominated for an Annie Award 3 times. 3 seasons, 3 award nominations. Merchandise based on the series has also been produced, such as video games, home media releases, toys, and clothing. Diving deeper into the premise, Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi follows the adventures of two best friends, the peppy, optimistic, cheerful, girly girl, Ami Onuki, voiced by Janice Kawaye, and the cynical, sarcastic, grumpy tomboy, Yumi Yoshimura, voiced by Grey DeLisle, which I think she's done a bunch of voices as well. Both are based on the Japanese pop duo Puffy Ami Yumi, but with different appearances and exaggerated personalities. They travel around the world on their customized tour bus, along with their well-intentioned yet greedy manager, Kaz Harada, voiced by Keon Young. Just a really, 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 really great opening theme song. This, I have no qualms with saying, is firmly in number 73. And like I said, the only argument you have is that maybe it should be a little bit higher. Time for number 72.
Rudy's got the chalk.
Chalk Zone at number 72. Look, Chalk Zone is a fine show with, like I said, a catchy theme song. Premise is simple enough. There's a kid who's got a magical chalk, almost Fairly Odd Parents in style, in that, you know, he can draw a portal into the Chalk Zone world, and there, whatever he kind of creates with the chalk, he becomes real, you know. And so you get to go on these really cool adventures where this guy has the power of basically fairies or whatever, as long as he has the chalk and he can create it. You know, if you can think it, you can make it. Maybe more like a Green Lantern type power. But let's dive a little deeper because we need to know the official word on Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone, again, Nickelodeon coming up, letting you know it's the big dog right now. For the bottom 50s, Nickelodeon is king so far. Chalk Zone is an American animated television series created by Bill Burnett and Larry Huber for Nickelodeon. Series follows Rudy Tabuti. Come on, Rudy Tabuti, it has to be 72. An elementary school student who discovers a box of magic chalk that allows him to draw portals into the Chalk Zone, an alternate dimension where everything ever drawn with chalk and later erased comes to life. Rudy is joining his adventures by Snap, the wisecracking superhero Rudy once drew with chalk, and Penny Sanchez, Rudy's academically intellectual classmate and personal friend. Great TV in the 2000s. So that's 72. What is 71?
Fillmore, I'm on it.
Hey, look, if you're watching the last episode and you stayed to the end, you saw that there was a hint about what one of the shows was going to be, and you got it at 71. It's time to put in your answers. We got our show, Fillmore. This is one of those cult hits because it wasn't mass appealed. Like when you talk about this, it's only a certain group of people that are going to remember this show. Most of them are going to go like, I kind of think I remember something like that. But the people who know, Fillmore was that show. Fillmore was about a school where there was a young kid who investigated crimes. He was a hall monitor, but that hall monitor meant that they were like kind of like secret agents in the school. And so they investigated the school's crimes that were going on. The crimes could be something as wild as somebody is, I don't know, man, like, you know, stealing all of the food in the cafeteria and then you figure out what's going on there. Or there's a new gang of individuals who are skipping class. Like it was all kinds of childlike funny crimes with a little bit of adult humor, or at least older teenage humor thrown in. Fillmore, what do we know officially about Fillmore? Fillmore is an American animated television series created by Scott M. Gimple for ABC and later Toon Disney. It originally ran for 2 seasons, 2002 to 2004. This is how you know it's great. It ran for way less than at least the top 5 of our 70s. Still, I'm putting it above them because those episodes were that much stronger. This is where you start getting into the realm of shows that give you a little bit more thought, kids. For the 2000s kids, there was a long period of shows that we were just laughing and giggling and farting about. This show, you were actually going, that's something to think about. I had been worried of the lunch ladies for a long time and wondering what they've been doing to my mashed potatoes. Premise, 7th grader Cornelius Fillmore, voiced by Orlando Brown. Hey, hate him or love him, whatever opinion you might have on what he's going through right now, and we have a video, I think we don't, but we should have a video one day breaking down why this individual is the way he is, was one of the most talented kids on the block. From a very young age, if you watched him in, what was that show? The Jamie Foxx show, you could tell that he had something special. Orlando Brown had it. So he's the voice of our main character here. A juvenile delinquent with a record who was caught raiding the school's new chalk shipment. He was arrested and given a choice by the safety patrol officer who caught him, either help him solve another case or spend the rest of middle school in detention. Great premise. Fillmore decided to help out, and he eventually decided to team up with the safety patrol. The show is based around him and his partner Ingrid Third, voiced by Tara Strong, which again, if you know, you know. If you're in the know about cartoons, you know that is a GOAT in the game. At X Middle School, which is located in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. The show's format parodies that of hard-boiled police dramas. 71, I am happy with a smile to put Fillmore at 71. We've got one more, y'all. We are finally at the end. This is our favorite part, right? Where we get to go to the bookend and say this show right here is at the top of the bottom of the 70s list and beginning our ascent into the 60s. So you know it's got to be good. So all I can do now is look at you and say demand from your Republican, if you're from a state that has Republicans representing you, to stop hiding child predators bending the knee to child touchers. Like, it's just crazy to me. This is even a message we have to say. But also, here's 70.
Cyber chick, we're moving. We're beating hacker at his game. Don't tell me that he's trying to hack the motherboard. We'll get him every time. Perfect world. Freaky places that we've seen. We got the power. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Running in the cyber chase. Unique and face to face. We'll stick together all the time. Adventures in cyberspace. The chase is on. It's great.
Look, my real ones know. Y'all know, because if you were a kid in America in the 2000s, early 2000s, watching TV, you watched cyberspace. At some point in time, this came across your TV. This was on that kind of PBS route of shows. Like, it wasn't on Nickelodeon, it wasn't on Cartoon, it wasn't on Disney. This was on like one of those alternate channels, but it was still one of the best cartoons out there that were actually meant to educate you, not on a preschool level of educate you, but we're getting more towards that, like teaching you the same things that you'd be learning in 5th grade science class or, you know, middle school history class. Like, this was a show that had actual intellectual stimulation in it and probably provided the foundation for a lot of us when it comes to our love of learning. The show, what I remember, was about a group of kids that used to surf, or like they would be in a ship and they would go across the internet and learn things, like whether it was science related, math related, history related, just a bunch of different, mainly science, I want to say, things on their adventures. What is the official word for Cyber Chase? Cyber Chase is an animated science fantasy children's television series that aired on PBS. I told you it had that PBS feel to it. Kids, the series centers on 3 children from Earth, Jackie, Matt, and Inez, who are brought into cyberspace, a digital universe, in order to protect it from the villainous hacker, played by Christopher Lloyd, another GOAT. If you've seen Back to the Future, you know who that is. Even just in general, you just know who that is. They are able to foil hacker schemes by means of problem-solving skills in conjunction with basic math, environmental science, and wellness. In cyberspace, they meet Digit, Gilbert Gottfried, another GOAT. For the first 13 seasons. Did I say 13 seasons? I said 13 seasons. 13 seasons. Later, Ron Pardo as of the 14th. A cyber bird who helps them on their missions. Cyber Chase was created by Sandra Shepard and premiered on PBS Kids on January 21st, 2002. This show has to be bookending our 70s list because it is still going on today. That's how great it was. Well, now, granted, I don't know if you've heard this, but the Trump administration and his Goonies have decided that they want to strip money away from PBS Kids. Basically, anything that has anything to do with stimulating the minds of children or adults, for that matter, providing actual education about our history or science, or that would lead you to be an intellectual adult that thinks for themselves and doesn't just go off of the word of a king or a man who wants to be king. They're stripping the money away from it. So they're pulling money from PBS. So a lot of shows like these that were so vital to the way we are now as adults, they may not exist anymore. So that is your list. That is your 70s list on the 100 greatest cartoons for 2000s kids. Hopefully, you're starting to see that we are trending upward. The quality of show is getting better and better the higher we get. And guess what? Next week, we got the 60s. After the 60s, we start talking about some of the greatest shows of all time. These are still great shows, though. Don't sleep on these shows right here. The 70s list was pretty damn strong. You know what time it is. I'm going to soon play you a song or a theme song from the show for next week. You got to hear the song and go, this is that song. Drop in the comment sections below because I want to know how well. Also, let me know. I didn't finish that thought. I'm sorry. I want to know how well you know your cartoons. Also, don't forget, it's important for you to let me know if your cartoon has arrived yet. Has your favorite cartoon of all time, if you're a 2000s kid, shown up on the list yet? If it hasn't, are you worried? If it has, why is it so low? Those are the questions I have for you. Thank you all so much for watching. I was your host, JLW, and until the next list, we're talking about the 60s next time. I'm excited. We're going into the 60s next time. I was your host, JLW. I look forward to seeing you there.